Alright, hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It's Nigel here once again. Match review. This one, definitely a bit of a doozy. And that is Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg at WrestleMania 20. As always, I can't even say it this time around. I didn't have a good time with this match. I don't think anybody ever has a good time watching this match in particular. Thank goodness for WrestleMania 33, their rematch of WrestleMania 33, because this one was a stinker. Some of it, their fault. Probably most of it, the fault of Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. But yeah, part of it due to unfortunate circumstances, but some of it self-inflicted. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's just get this over with. So, right off the bat, what I did not like about this, which I'm doing often for off a month when I do reviews, is I start off with what I dislike, followed by what I like. What I dislike about this was everything, from bell to bell. Now, I do have to provide a bit of context as for what's exactly going on here. Like I said, most of it the fault of Brock Lesnar and Goldberg, but the circumstances also have to be evaluated. First of all, right off the bat, Stone Cold Steve Austin, of course, is the guest referee for this match, and that'll kind of play into something later on. But the circumstances surrounding this match. So before this match happening at WrestleMania 20, it's revealed Goldberg is on his way out of the company. If I'm not mistaken, Goldberg only signed a 1-year deal, temporary deal, in WWE, so he was only going to be there for about a year or so. He was on his way out after WrestleMania 20. So Goldberg's leaving, it's pretty well known. But then, shortly before the show itself, it's revealed Brock Lesnar is also on his way out. He's headed to the NFL. He's gonna try out for the NFL. He'll try to make it big there. Sadly, that does not really work out the way that he's intending that it did. Brock Lesnar's on his way to the NFL. He just brought private jets to make travel easier, so he's gonna be on his way out of WWE. Although, to be honest, seeing someone the size of Brock Lesnar on the field in the NFL with as much ability and just power that Brock Lesnar possesses, that's that'd be a scary sight. But yeah, so Brock Lesnar's on his way to the NFL, so both these guys leaving, and the fans are not happy about it because they boo the crap out of this match. Like, they verbally ripped this match apart. Or not quite on the same level as, say, ECW One Night Stand 2006, but the fans definitely let their disdain for these two men know. You get some "you sold out" chants, nah, hey, hey, goodbye, a chants for both the men, and then so these the fans definitely turning on this match, and turn on this match pretty much from the get-go. And then it didn't help that the match itself also sucked. I think partially, I think things may have gone according to plan when it comes to this match, but also I think part of it might have been in Brock Lesnar and Goldberg not caring, since the fans were already booing them anyway. They figured, why try to put on a good match, because they did not put on a good match at all. It was a really just like dull, boring match, which is unfortunate because, as on paper, knowing these two men and at that point in time, what they were capable of at that point in time, this should have been an easy instant, a WrestleMania instant classic, a dream match of sorts. Of course, both men known for their raw physical prowess and power. So yeah, this should have made for an easy good time match. And And this shouldn't be here in Awful Month. This should be in one of my good wrestling reviews, where I review good matches, but sadly it is not. A lot of hold and things of that nature, which is not what we want to see. Boring grapples, which is not what we want to see. We want to see almost like a demolition derby. We want to see these two guys beat the crap out of each other, because that's what we've been sold on when it comes to both these guys. Of course, Brock Lesnar, the next big thing, known for being an absolute powerhouse, an absolute behemoth, the Beast. He's literally called the Beast incarnate. Goldberg, known for his undefeated streak in WCW, known for his power, known for essentially wrestling squash matches, is where he shows up, beats down a guy, and leaves. But what happens when he meets someone who's physically his equal? Well, that's what. And honestly, that was kind of the story of this match. Like, what happens when both these guys meet someone physically as strong as them? Pretty much the irresistible force meeting the immovable object. That's what we were sold on. That's what it should have been. It should have been a contest of that nature, or two very evenly matched superstars going at it. But sadly, that's not what we got. And like I said, I think part of that has to do with the fan reaction to it, them booing them and everything. But I will make the argument that and I know what I'm about to say is going to sound crazy, but I believe it's true. Even when the crowds turn against you, even when they're booing the crap out of you, even when they don't want to see you compete at all in the ring, there is a chance that you can still win them back over. It's not going to be easy, but there is still a chance that you can win them back over. An example that I can give, which might be cheating a little bit, not just because what I'm about to talk about isn't an actual match, but also because of who it is. But example I can give is when MJF cut his work shoot promo late last year, or after Double or Nothing last year, or he cut his work shoot promo, actually kind of towards the middle of last year, but nevertheless, when MJF cut his work shoot promo last year after Double or Nothing, and when he first came out, how the fans were booing him and telling him shut the F up and everything. But as MJF got rolling and hit his promos and everything, and he slowly started to win the audience back over. And then by the time he mentioned that Tony Khan brings in a lot of ex-WWE guys, which he's not wrong about, by the way, when he mentioned that Tony Khan brings in a lot of ex-WWE guys into AEW, I think that's really when he fully won the crowd over. So yeah, it's definitely possible to win the crowd over. Like I said, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy to try and win the crowd back over, but it is possible. And to see Brock Lesnar and Goldberg not even try to win the crowd back over is pretty disappointing. And I'm sure there's some matches out there where the crowd started off booing, but then they were won back over. So it's possible if you try, and that's not what we got here. Instead, it was pretty dull. If there are some good things I can take out of this match, just a silver lining that I can find in this match. It's gonna be kind of hard, but I will argue there potentially is a silver lining in this match. For starters, Stone Cold Steve Austin literally was the best part of this match, and at least the entrances were nice for all three guys. But and Goldberg actually has that version of his theme song, the one he mainly used in WWE, not like the WCW one, but one that he used obviously in WCW, but also when he returned in 2016. But kind of like the different version of his theme song, a version that can't lie, I actually kind of prefer her, but that's just my personal opinion. And Stone Cold Steve Austin riding down his ATV, but then Stone Cold Steve Austin also hitting stunners on both Brock Lesnar and Goldberg was literally the best part of this whole thing. So thank you, Stone Cold. But the other good thing, the other silver lining I can mention, speaking of the return in 2016, is that their matches at both Survivor Series 2016 and WrestleMania 33, at least they were better than this match. And I think because we got something a bit closer towards what I was mentioning, the whole strength versus strength thing going on, plus like the shock, plus in the case of Survivor Series 2016, the added shock factor of Brock Lesnar getting squashed by Goldberg, because how often does that happen? And Brock Lesnar doesn't get squashed by anyone. Brock Lesnar does the squashing, but that time he was the squashy, if you will. But it definitely worked, and it was a lot better than this match was as Brock and Goldberg at not just Survivor Series 2016, but also WrestleMania 33. And also trying to play more towards Goldberg's strengths, because Goldberg does not do long matches. I'm sorry, but Goldberg is not a man who does long matches. Goldberg's things are short matches, squash matches, as I mentioned. And just about every time they tried to get a long match out of him, it's failed. Goldberg does not do long matches. Brock doesn't really do long matches anymore nowadays. But back then in their prime times, Goldberg still couldn't really do a long match back then. But Brock probably, I think Brock, which is why it's so disappointing, I think Brock probably could have gotten like a decent long match out of him. And if anybody could have made like a somewhat lengthy Goldberg match, I think this match was about 13 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, and it felt like 13 years, but 13 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. But if anyone could pull a match like that out of Goldberg, it was definitely Brock. Like, I think Brock probably could have pulled it off. Yep, 13 minutes and 48 seconds. Oh joy. But yeah, I think Brock could have and probably should have tried to pull a long match out of Goldberg, but for the reasons I mentioned, sadly didn't really get that. But at least they made up for it years later. But as for this match, yeah, this match sucks. But nevertheless, that's gonna do it for this episode. Not this episode, this review. But it's also funny that when they did the 30 years of WrestleMania, that this is the match they decided to feature. The 30 years of WrestleMania showcase mode, I should say, in WWE 2K14. This is the match that they decided to feature. Like, on one hand, that's pretty rich considering this match sucked, but at the same time, they couldn't really feature any other match. Kurt Angle, they couldn't feature Kurt Angle versus Eddie Guerrero, because I believe Kurt was still in TNA at this time, still under contract there, and WWE wasn't about to mention TNA on their broadcast, and they also couldn't showcase they couldn't also showcase the main event of Triple H versus Shawn Michaels versus Chris Benoit, the triple threats. Take a wild guess why, but they probably could have did. The only other options were probably Cena versus Big Show and Christian versus Chris Jericho, which I think Cena versus Big Show actually made it into that mode, if I'm not mistaken. But nevertheless, that's going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload a video so you can see as soon as it drops. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the match and your thoughts on my review of the match. Awful month is almost over. We're almost at the finish line, people. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace.